This week, my book, Finding the Bright Side, did officially out, and I've decided to characteristicate some of my personal midnight heroes that you'll locate in the pages of this ebook. This night, my private preferred, my husband, Sheldon Bream. On television best, smiles disguise non-private battles. Its far, no distinct Fox News star Shannon Bream, whilst medical doctors discovered a golf ball-sized tumor in her husband Sheldon's mind. Their photograph best lifestyles transformed right into a nail bite. Thriller balancing breaking news with breaking down in her automobile among. Medical institution visits what gave them strength after they had little to keep directly to. How did this segment of their lives lead to one of the maximum ace success chapters in both their careers? Be a part of us as we discover their incredible journey. The existence-changing analysis, and war. Shannon Bream, acknowledged for her constant presence on Fox News, faced a project some distance beyond anything her journalism profession had prepared her for. Her husband Sheldon, simply 24, apparently healthy, had been handling ear troubles for months. Doctors initially notioned it became a simple ear contamination and prescribed distinct medicinal drugs, however, nothing regarded to assist it. All began in 2013. Whilst Sheldon Bream began noticing a simple ringing in his ear, what regarded minor in the beginning grew to become out to be something a long way greater critical, a golfing ball-sized tumor in his mind. The diagnosis might pass directly to deeply impact one of TV's most well-known couples, converting their lives in methods they never expected. The caution signs and symptoms had been smooth to overlook at the start, however. Saved coming returned alongside the constant ringing in his ear. Sheldon commenced feeling dizzy whilst taking walks upstairs. His each-day morning jogs have become tougher as he struggled to maintain his stability for the duration of enterprise conferences. He located it harder to cognizance on displays, brushing off the signs of stress or now not getting enough sleep when medical doctors eventually determined to reserve an MRI simply to be sure. The effects were surprising. The test revealed a huge tumor urging on crucial elements of Sheldon's mind, explaining the range of signs and symptoms that were affecting him. The following weeks were filled with clinical appointments and hard choices. The tumor's area made surgical operation very risky. It became near nerves that managed facial moves and crucial capabilities. A team of specialists at Johns Hopkins, led by using a quite respected neurosurgeon, carefully planned the complicated process over numerous weeks. On the morning of the surgical treatment, paced the halls, looking to distract herself by responding to Painty's emails, something to hold her mind busy. The surgery efficiently removed the tumor, and thankfully it changed into benign, but their alleviation was brief. Ever after the surgical procedure, swelling, broken several facial nerves, inflicting intense paralysis. The person who had as soon as lit up a room along with his smile may want to barely circulate half of his face restoration. Intended beginning over for Sheldon, he had to relearn simple obligations like consuming from a cup, announcing positive phrases, or even blinking. Properly, the couple's eating room was a rehab center with exercise equipment and speech therapy tools. Every small success, like the first signal of a grin or being able to whistle again, becomes celebrated as a large victory. At the same time as Sheldon fought his toughest warfare, Shannon confronted her conflict, looking to balance being a supportive spouse with her developing profession. But how did America's preferred news anchor manage to hold smiling on Digicam when her global was falling aside behind the scenes? Shannon's journey as wife and caregiver on Fox News Sunday. Shannon Bream is thought for her signature smile. However, few visitors knew what she was coping with as soon as the cameras had been off. Perhaps she was still taking a nightly vitamin D before the day started out properly. Before sunrise, as she organized unique meals for Sheldon to assist, along with his healing smoothies full of brain-wholesome nutrients and soft foods that wouldn't place strain on his in-part paralyzed facial muscle tissues by half hour. 5 within the morning, Shannon had turned out to be the calm and collected anchor America diagnosed. She added breaking news and posted vital interviews, even as retaining her telephone near, usually equipped for updates from Sheldon's clinical group. At some stage in commercial breaks, she would fast take a look at text messages from their Anime nurse to live on top of his healing. The couple's lovely Georgetown townhouse completely changed their main bedroom, changed into a mini hospital ward with a unique system to assist Sheldon sit up effectively. Shannon worked with an interior dressmaker who centered on healthcare spaces to create a room that met clinical needs at the same time as still feeling at home. Blackout curtains help manage Sheldon's excessive headaches, and a custom sound machine performed specific frequencies to aid his nerve-free coverage. Among broadcasts, Shannon went to bodily therapy classes. Studying how to assist Sheldon with day-by-day obligations. She saved notebooks with distinct notes on his reactions to medicinal drugs and made spreadsheets to track patterns in his recuperation. Those notes later became very useful to his medical group in adjusting his treatment plans. The monetary strain brought its very own set of restrictions. All the while, Mark learned in the background how to build trust and reframe rejection, and to ask for help without taking it as personal. Challenges. Shannon spent hours on the phone with insurance groups coping with complex clinical claims. She employed a medical billing advocate to help manage the developing office work at the same time as she targeted on her profession and taking care of Sheldon in the uncommon quiet moments. Shannon could study to Sheldon from their favored books, maintaining up with their daily way of life of sharing devotionals. She found out to understand the small victories, like while he should hold a fork instead of a shirt or surpriser. With the aid of making coffee, although it took him twice as long, the experience modified their dating in ways they did not assume. The woman who interviewed Supreme Court justices and world leaders found herself discovering a brand new sort of electricity, the quiet energy of displaying up each day, locating hope in small development and loving through uncertainty. Shannon learned that being a caregiver intended taking up many jobs: researcher, advocate, nurse, and cheerleader. Suddenly, for the duration of all of it, she stored their struggle private. Defensive Sheldon's dignity, even as nevertheless handling her professional duties. The most effective clues viewers would possibly have picked up on had been the occasional extra touch of concealer underneath her eyes, and possibly a deeper empathy while overlaying fitness-related tales. Shannon's function as a caregiver showed simply how strong their bond turned into their unique connection, started years earlier with a risk assembly in a college examine group. However, what introduced collectively a Destiny news anchor and a small city boy from Pennsylvania, and the way did their love grow robust, sufficient to face certainly one of existence's hardest challenges. Love story and partnership. The intense lighting fixtures of Liberty University's library hummed quietly as Shannon, a hectic commercial enterprise scholar, hurried to join her study group. Carrying a stack of heavy textbooks, she nearly walked proper past a tall, smiling student who would later alternate her existence. Sheldon Bream, sparkling from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, had picked the same library corner for his accounting evaluation consultation. Their first chat wasn't about big dreams or romance. It became about stability sheets and profit margins. Shannon's targeted look at notes caught Sheldon's eye. At the same time as his easygoing charm and knack for breaking down intricate concepts stood out to her, the one study classes quick had become the great part of their week, and among tackling assignments, they determined commonplace ground that went beyond their Christian faith. Each got here from families that valued hard paintings and schooling. Sheldon's small city upbringing taught him approximately honesty, and playing exists in simple things at the same time as Shannon's early life in Tallahassee gave her a deep drive to prevail. Their dating grew quietly. During the moments between instructions, they regularly met for early morning coffee on the campus cafe, wherein Sheldon might carry newspaper clippings of stories he understood for an idea Shannon might enjoy. Shannon and Flip cheered him on at his intramural sports video games, admiring his dedication and leadership on the sphere of Liberty University's strict dating rules, formed their early romance. There were no late-night dates, church attendance became mandatory, and thousands had been often chaperoned rather than feeling constrained. These policies helped them construct a courting based on admire and endurance. Their first big challenge came when Shannon selected to attend law faculty in Florida. Sheldon, who became starting his career in business communications, completely supported her decision. Without a video, calls back then, they stored their connection, robust through handwritten letters, scheduled phone calls on landlines, and the occasional wonder visit. Their wedding in December 1995 was simple and full of that means reflecting the values they both shared. The rite came about in a small church, embellished with white, poignant, bringing together a circle of relatives and buddies from specific corners in their lives. Sheldon's Pennsylvania relatives mingled with Shannon's Florida family, bonding over tales and heat. Southern hospitality. Alternatively, of having kids, they built their circle of relatives with rescue puppies, beginning with a chocolate Labrador named Miss Mocha. Their domestic became a welcoming space, web hosting Sunday dinners, wherein each stray puppies and quailing biblical phrases, and each stray puppy named Alice. People may want to locate an area to belong. They opened their doors to young experts new to the city, imparting mentorship, and kindness, just as they had experienced at some point of their college years. Their love tale became the start of something. In reality, special, who could have conceived that a attorney who preferred staying out of the spotlight and small-town business graduate might move directly to end up of the maximum influential people in Washington, D.C., constructing successful careers? Shannon started her profession as a legal professional in Tampa, dealing with hard cases about unfair remedy at paintings like discrimination and harassment. She labored tough, spending hours reading through legal files and building robust cases for her clients, however. Deep down, she felt like something turned into lacking, like her heart changed into pee. Keeping her in a specific route on the same time, Sheldon changed into quietly creating a call for himself within the talking industry, running at the Washington Speakers Bureau. He matched well-known speakers with the proper audiences. His friendly character and sharp enterprise talents made him the pass-to character for making plans events with world leaders. And industry professionals, Shannon's existence took a shocking turn, whilst and surprising possibility. Got here her manner, her experience in splendor pageants like winning Miss Virginia in 1990 gave her the self-belief to explore a new path broadcasting. She began working weekend shifts at a small TV station, gaining knowledge of everything from writing scripts to jogging the cameras. Whilst her legal professional pals went domestic after work, Shannon spent her nights on the station, frequently staying until midnight to grasp her new craft. Switching careers wasn't smooth. She left at the back of a consistent paycheck and took an